No. Started the timer early, but now it looks like we're going.
Yeah, alright. And can't see the bingo card on stream yet. Looks like they need to reposition that. Someone looks like they scrolled down by accident the restream. There we go. Fixed now. But let's see the bingo card. And what are your initial thoughts on this Zinpars? What's it look like?
On the board?
Yeah, for the bingo card here.
It's too early to say, but maybe you have something already?
For me, there's... On this board, initially, I see a lot of sub-area moons. There's a lot. Pretty much every line is going to have at least one sub-area goal, so see if they'll be able to synergize with that. Right now, I'm also seeing a few wooded things, so seems like there's a potential for some stuff that can be done in wooded with the sub-areas, some checkpoints, world peace maybe. Seeing that.
Yeah, I see that the sport might be finished before snow or seaside. However, that will include 26 moons in Metro, and that's not really faster than going... It's a little bit faster than going to snow or seaside, but...
Yeah, still not a very fast goal at all. 26 moons in Metro.
Yeah. However, the center goal is 12 moons in snow, and that's... First you have to get 2 snow, and then you have to get 12 slow moons in snow, so... I'm curious if anyone is going for that square.
A tough center goal, so I don't know if we'll be seeing any diagonals, because the one diagonal has the 4 moons in cap, which means backtracking, and 26 moons in Metro, so we likely won't see the bottom left, top right diagonal, I would assume. And then the other one also has the World Peace and Wooded, which, unless they're going to be lining that up with some other goals, that'll be a slow one as well, so we'll see what they decide.
I just realized that you can't finish before snow or seaside. I missed the snow goal.
So it looks like they will be going to at least snow or seaside, but... Here?
Yeah, on first look, it seems like seaside will be the better choice. But maybe there are some hidden synergies.
There are a few seaside goals that kind of line up with the ground pound moons in seaside. I see 2 of them on the board here. And I suppose there are 3 barrier moons in snow and 12 moons in snow. So,
yeah.
Might see those done.
3 barrier moons is also rather slow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially compared to 5 or 4 ground pound moons in seaside. Although they also take a bit of time, but still, they synergize with each other.
And I didn't see that there, I didn't check, but did either of them hit the checkpoint, or did both of them hit the checkpoint in cap? Because that's usually pretty important in bingo, because you haven't solidified your route yet, they don't know if they're going to go back, but if one of them forgot, that might be a time loss in the future.
I didn't see it, but I usually assume that every runner gets it.
I assume that they both hit it as well, but they...
It can happen that they forget it, though, so...
It might happen. Nerves for a race could happen.
Yep.
Looks like they're not getting any purple coins at the beginning of Cascade here, but there really aren't any goals that line up with purple coins at all, other than the wooded purple coins, so probably won't expect them to see any purple, to deliberately pick up any purple coins, except in perhaps Lost or Wooded, as those are the only goals that require the purple coins, so it's that there.
Yeah. And in Cascade there are not many goals. There's the checkpoints, which is specific to Cascade, and then you can start some other goals like the sub areas or the captures. And Captain Toad.
Yeah, there are the 5 Captain Toad moons there. And I think column 4 might be one that some of them go for, because if they're going to be going to Seaside, then it kind of lines up with some of those goals there. 5 Captain Toads, a lot of them will be on the way. And then Musicians in Metro, if you're doing any % Metro, you're getting to anyways.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, column 4 definitely sounds like a good row. 5 Captain Toad moons can be a bit slow, but if you get Cascade, Lake, Lost, Metro, Seaside, that should be fine.
So he's I guess we'll see here if any of them choose to do the extra checkpoint when they're getting that last moon, or if they're going to be doing some sub-areas here.
Yeah,
But
usually until the Madame Brule fight, the routes don't diverge much. Only some purple coins sometimes. But other than that, it's all the same.
yeah. So let's see here if trihex or IMtendo is going to be going for this checkpoint, and that might give a clue to their route. And he is going for the checkpoint, so he's either going for column 1 or row 4. We'll see here. Which one do you think is more likely here, Zinfars? Which he's going for? And is he going for a purple coin? Or is he's going for Captain Toad, it looks like, for trihex, and I think IMtendo might be going for Captain Toad as well.
About the row 4 or column 1, row 4 has 30 moons in sand, which is a really slow goal, so I'd say they're rather going for column 1.
Yeah, absolutely. That seems more likely.
And since they're getting Captain Toad here, that means they will also go for the Captain Toad goal. And let's see if IMtendo wants... Oh, he already has the checkpoint. Oh no, he's getting it now.
Yeah, just getting the checkpoint there now, and he is going into the sub area, so looks like he wants a sub area goal for probably column 1, the 18 moons from sub areas.
Yeah. So already a route divergence, that's exciting.
Now, none of them picked up any extra captures, which probably makes sense because they probably aren't going to snow, considering that most likely both of them are going to be doing column 1. And it looks like IMtendo is going to be going for column 1 in row 1, just based on the sub area that he's doing here.
Oh yeah.
So IMtendo's route.
Goal. I thought he was going for total sub areas.
Yeah. Now, will he be planting? I think he'll probably be doing the column 4 or row 2 for IMtendo's route. Does that seem likely? I think he has to be doing one of those because of the Captain Toads.
So, yeah, he might also do both because both look pretty good.
Well, he got the 2 checkpoints in Cascade. I'm wondering if he just marked that off just to mark it off because he did get the checkpoint, but...
Yeah, I don't know the runner's preferences for marking squares that are not in their route.
Yeah, it's hard to say. It'll become more clear another kingdom or so, I'm sure. Because if I guess if they look at a hint art in law, continue.
If he's planting seeds, then that will give us a hint, and yeah, after leaving Wooded, we will also know if he wants to get the hint arts.
Yeah, absolutely. And Lake too, I guess, because there's one right nearby in the lake.
Yeah, but since he's getting the Trumpeter, probably, if he's going for that, then he might skip the one in the lake.
That is true.
Or in Wooded.
Trihex getting the checkpoint. I didn't see a sand checkpoint goal, so maybe just hitting it in case he needs to backtrack, which is probably a good idea in bingo. Forget stuff sometimes.
Yeah, checkpoints are pretty valuable in bingo, if you're not perfectly confident with your route.
It's probably good to play it safe in a race too.
I think Trihex didn't plant a seed, and IMtendo...
I don't think he planted the seed either, just jumped right past it. But maybe he's getting it after the pipe.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
I think it would be a bit faster to get it earlier, although maybe he has some plans. Or maybe he doesn't want the seed.
So if he doesn't get the seed there, then it's likely that, I guess, he either forgot it, or that he is going to be doing column 4. Here. if they're going to be doing column 1, you'll probably see them do the sub-area here with Jaxi, I would guess, and then the other 2 in the northwestern corner.
Yeah, those are the only ones that are unlocked before World Peace.
So you do see trihex go for this sub-area, it looks like, getting on Jaxi. Yeah, and this one can be a little bit punishing if you fall off, and it is really easy to fall off the Jaxi here, so might see a death from one or both of them, because Jaxi can be a little bit hard to control.
Yeah, that's true. And IMtendo went for the ram strat, but he unfortunately didn't get it. Doesn't lose much time, but that would have been cool to see it in a bingo.
Dram strat is such a precise strat that in a bingo with there's so much on your mind, it's hard to focus on exactly one thing when he's probably thinking about what sub areas he needs to be doing and where the Captain Toads he's gonna get.
Yeah, exactly.
Looks like IMtendo might be flying over to the sub area. Yeah. Gonna be rolling over to that sub area. Not getting the Jaxi one first, so he might be planning on doing these 2 sub areas and then going into the sinks and probably following the any % route up until Jaxi Ruins.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Trihex
I think Trihex will use the Jaxi to go to the other sub areas, which is something that I usually do. But IMtendo used the bullet bill capture to get to the sub areas, which should also be pretty fast.
I haven't actually seen that before. That's a cool idea, using the bullet bill to get over there. IMtendo getting the 1 moon there, and Trihex has got the 2 from his sub area, and Trihex looking like he needs 4 more moons, so if he's just getting the 2 from these sub areas, it looks like his routing either was pretty good for moon totals, not getting any extras, it seems.
Yeah, that's true. It's really hard to route the correct amount of moons in a single kingdom. If you're not doing the any % route, of course.
So Trihex trying to get up and didn't die on the poison there, and see IMtendo in the poison room, the Mo eyes.
Also, runners have pretty good movement, I think. I haven't seen a single death yet.
Yeah, both of them have been really clean. I'm not even sure if I've seen a bonk, actually.
Yeah, I was about to say the same.
Trihex going for his last sub area here as IMtendo is heading over to Jaxi Ruins, it looks like.
There we had our first bonk, or the first bonk that we saw on IMtendo's screen, at least.
Yep.
Okay, he's getting the Sphinx. Not sure if he wants the coins or if he just wants the coins.
Based on how many moons he needs, does he need this moon? Just thinking about it, he would get the probably the 3 from Jaxi Ruins, the 3 from Jaxi Ruins, 2 from the sub area, and I guess he did need that one if he wanted to finish off. He could have gotten that one, or
yeah, true.
Or the sinking or the flowing sand room. And here is Trihex. He is getting a seed, so it looks like he's getting it at the very end. Opting to go for this one. Maybe he's not comfortable with the seeds in Metro, or just forgot about the seeds in Metro. And if he's going to Seaside, he
yeah, I think this one is too slow if you're going to Seaside. But
you get
it's not that much slower.
Yeah, and you get seeds so infrequently that maybe he just slipped his mind that the seeds in Seaside are there, or just wants to get it over with at the start so he doesn't forget about it later in the run, because that is pretty far in and you're not getting them very often, so that's probably an easy thing to forget. So maybe he's just doing it for safety, so he doesn't forget in the future.
So Trihex is already leaving Sand, and IMtendo is still doing the sub area. So not far behind.
And the routes they're both going for the same thing, so now we know that using the Jaxi instead of the Bullet Bill is a little bit faster in...
Although IMtendo was later in Sand, because he did the sub area in Cascade.
That is true, actually, so we don't actually know. Yeah, so IMtendo is a sub-area ahead, so we will be able to skip one in the future that Trihex will be having to do. Nintendo having some trouble there, and he does take a death. Like I said, it's easy to fall off of there with the Jaxi.
Yeah, the Jaxi controls can be really hard to control at some points.
Moves so fast, it's tough. But back on the Jaxi, he trying again here. He did get the Notes Moon, which is pretty difficult, so he doesn't have to worry about doing that again, and he can just run over to the bridge. As we'll see Trihex here in Lake Kingdom. We'll be seeing if he's going for sub-areas, and just based on the first 4 moons that he skipped, it looks like he will be doing both sub-areas in Lake Kingdom, because he did skip the first
he
4
might be
there.
going for 14 moons in Lake.
That is true. If he was going for 14 moons in Lake, he do you think it would have been better to get some of the any % moons though, or is it faster to just go straight to Rango and then maybe get the timer challenges as you're getting the any % moons?
I guess that really depends on routing. Like, if he's doing... I don't know. I haven't timed the moons, really, and some seem really slow, like the Zipper. From the any % it feels slow, but I think it's still pretty fast.
We'll see here in a moment if he ends up getting a lot of moons, but...
Also, if he's getting the sub area, he can combo it with the box moon.
That is true, yeah.
Maybe something else. There are so many different routes for Lake. It's pretty cool. It's also such a small kingdom, so you can get many moons in a short amount of time.
Looks like he's going for the timer challenge, which makes me think that he might... I'm not sure.
He might, yeah.
He might be getting the 14 moons, but it looks like he just wants to do the painting jump.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty quick moon.
Yeah, it's a pretty quick moon right after the timer challenge, and maybe he's using this to... Oh, misses it. Maybe he was going to plan on getting the Zipper after he made that jump to maybe make it actually a little bit faster than any % for if he's getting the 14 moons. But IMtendo having some trouble with that Zipper there. It looks like he's going to be trying again.
Yeah.
IMtendo getting the Zipper before, but Trihex getting the Shards Moon. So based on this, the Shards isn't a particularly fast one, so I think he will be going for 14 moons here, just based on him picking up whatever he can find on the way.
Yeah. I think even for 14 moons, Shards is rather slow, but if he can route in some other moons while getting the Shards, then it can still be decent.
Yeah, but we'll likely see him getting Captain Toad here, and if he's going for 14 moons in Lake, he probably will be going for the sub-areas, because why not, I would think.
Exactly.
Some extra moons, and they line up with another goal. IMtendo got the moons underwater, as Trihex is just getting them now after the boss fight. In the Rango fight, hopefully it goes smoothly. Trihex's Rango fight was really good, so we'll see if IMtendo's is just as clean.
Yeah, Rango fight is usually really fast, except if you mess up even once, then it's usually really bad.
Absolutely.
Okay, and yeah, you see Trihex comboing the Shards with the Broken Pillar Moon right there.
Now he's going up, probably gonna show her the fish. Yeah, and then after this, I think he'll probably be jumping over to the 2 sub-areas, or at least one of them.
I think the Zipper sub-area is a bit slow, so he might skip that one.
Yeah,
but the top one with the Fuzzies is rather fast.
Yeah, and the first moon in Zipper is kind of fast, so maybe he's planning on getting this crate moon here, the 2 in the 1 sub-area, and then just getting the 1 in the Zipper sub-area and leaving.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
That is an option.
Also, IMtendo just got the hint art, so that's probably confirmed for him.
Alright, cool. And Trihex trying to get up there and bonking. It can be a little bit of a tough jump, but IMtendo, did he get the fishing moon cleanly? I didn't look away there for a moment.
I think he wasn't long in the capture, so it should have been fast.
IMtendo going down for this one moon. Hopefully he can make it in time. It'll be close. No, makes it.
Now trihex is doing this sub area, which can be really difficult.
And it's pretty long if you end up. It's easy to die on, and it takes a while to get back to where you were if you do die. So
that was a rather early death, so it's not as frustrating as dying on the last bit.
Yeah, so often it happens in this sub-area where if you don't touch the ground before hitting this flower that Trihex is about to hit, then your cap jump won't be refreshed, and you'll actually miss the cap jump. So
I wonder if he got the cap jump back.
We'll see if that ends up happening, and he did touch the ground, so he was able to do a cap jump there. And
that was a really close ground touch. I was a bit worried, but he got it.
Here's IMtendo. We'll see if both of them end up going for Captain Toad, because I didn't even think of that. So maybe Trihex for his last moon will be going for Captain Toad.
Oh, does he still need one?
I think he does need the Captain Toad from here, and IMtendo is going for that Captain Toad right now. Let's see. And it does look like Trihex is going for the Captain Toad, just going into the...
Captain Toad is also pretty hard to route in, so...
Yeah, there really isn't any...
Sorry.
There really isn't any fast way to route him in. It's a slower Captain Toad.
Yeah, Trihex just saved it up for last, so he can just warp out to the Odyssey.
IMtendo, we'll see what IMtendo is doing for his last two moons. Looks like he is going for that same sub-area that Trihex went to, and we'll see if he manages to maybe save some time over Trihex and survive in this sub-area.
Alright, so Trihex is already leaving. He still has that lead from the Cascade, since he didn't do the sub-areas.
And that might put him at an advantage, because a lot of the... the unfortunate death from IMtendo there. The last possible place that you could realistically die on the sub-area, and it had to happen there.
Yeah, but that's a really hard sub-area and so frustrating.
Oh, looks like Trihex did forget something. He is going for that hint art, so it looks like our racers might have the same route.
So do you think Trihex will go back to Cascade to get the sub-areas?
I don't expect he will, because in a lot of the sub-areas in Cascade can be pretty slow, so maybe he'll be doing a few extra ones in Metro, because those ones are probably faster than the Cascade ones, I would think.
Yeah. I was rather thinking about the square in row 1 that IMtendo already has.
Row 1.
Because you were saying they were going for the same routes.
Oh, right. That is true. I didn't even think of that, that they didn't get the sub-areas in Cascade.
Sorry. Maybe IMtendo just marked that square even though it's not in his route. That could also be a possibility.
That is true.
Although now that I look at the board, row 1 doesn't seem that bad when you're already going to Seaside. 30 regionals in Lost is really quick, and just going back to cap for 4 moons doesn't lose that much time.
Yeah, absolutely. When on the revisit to Cascade, does the hint art appear, or is that post-game?
I think there's not even a hint art in Cascade. Or do you mean cap?
Cascade, I think there was one in Cascade, but it might be after you beat Bowser in the Moon. But I may be wrong. We'll see.
I don't think there's a hint art in Cascade, but there's one in cap, but that only spawns after Bowser, so...
Okay, I might have mixed it up. Here. Looks like they're pretty much just following the any percent route right now for the most part. Did Trihex skip the shop though? Looks like he did get the shop moon, so both of them are following any percent right now.
Yeah. Are there any goals that they might want?
There might be 50 regional coins in Wooded, but since they're skipping some of the easier ones, it doesn't look like either of them are going for that goal. There's the 4 sub-area moons in Wooded, but that one, it might line up if they're going for row 2.
Yeah, for trihex that could be a possible goal. Since he was planting seeds.
Yeah. So we might see him maybe skip the tower in Wooded and go straight to the Spirit fight to do an extra sub area, perhaps?
Yeah, probably. I think the only other sub area unlocks after Spirit. However, if you do a difficult jump, you can do it before Spirit. I think one of them you can do before Spirit.
Okay, I didn't know that actually. Is that the tank one or the...
I think it was the Flower Road.
Flower Road? Okay.
But I've never done that in an actual bingo, so I'm not too sure about it.
It's hard to say.
And if they were going for that jump, they would have probably done it at the start of Wooded.
Something that I just thought of is trihex planted 2 seeds and he looked at the hint art in Lake Kingdom. So trihex might be going for column 4 in row 2.
Yep.
And column 1 here. So
yeah,
it
seems reasonable for him.
So it looks like that might be what he's doing. So they don't have the same route. It looks like IMtendo is going for row 1 while
trihex is going for row 2.
Yeah,
the
that seems reasonable.
The rest is the same, probably.
We'll see if trihex here skips these 2 moons.
Oh yeah, you could have done tower skip here.
Yeah, and then it would line up. So I think his moon totals would be perfect after an extra sub area.
Exactly. If he also gets the tank moon, that's on the way. But yeah, I'm not sure if he's confident with that jump, because if you've never done it, then you shouldn't go for it.
It is really frustrating if you do miss that jump. You have to do flower skip all over again.
Yep. Which is also a difficult jump by itself, so you don't want to do both of them again.
Absolutely.
So yeah, trihex will be 1 moon short after this boss fight, but since he probably wants the sub area, he will be 1 moon above the required moon count. Yeah, IMtendo doing the Flower Road skip and having a bit of trouble with it. And decides to go for the P switch, because that's easier. It's not that much slower, I think. Wasn't it like 3 seconds or something?
It's not really anything significant. I think it's closer to 5.
Alright.
Trihex has actually, with Wooded, he did do his 10th sub-area moon, so he hasn't checked that off. Maybe he's just hasn't thought of it yet, or... Yeah,
maybe he's just looking at the 18 moons from sub-areas, and then he will mark both at once or something, I don't know.
Because I think it's almost certain that he will be doing a row 2 at this point, because with planting 2 seeds, I think that pretty much guarantees it.
Yeah. And once he gets the 4 moons from sub-areas in Wooded, then it's really guaranteed.
And he is going for the triple jump here to get up. And we'll see. He's probably going for the rocket one, because I know he does prefer the rocket one over all the others.
Yeah, I think it's also the fastest if you do fast strats.
Avoid using the Paragoombas too much.
Yeah, and know where the moon shards are. It looks like IMtendo will finish with the perfect moon count. I think he has just done any percent, right?
Yeah, any percent, but he did. Did he skip 2 or? I'm seeing that.
I don't know. I know that he got the sub area, flooded pipeway.
Well, IMtendo, I don't think he needs to do the extra sub area here. He doesn't have to, because His route was row 1, which doesn't have the 4 sub-area moons in Wooded.
Yeah. Oh, trihex going for the down throw, and he gets
And
it.
he gets the cool down throw.
Yeah, that's so
nice.
cool. The moon just spawns right on top of you. That's so cool.
It's really impressive, and it's easy to hit those Paragoombas, so it's just it looks, it's impressive, but it's actually harder than it looks too.
Yeah. I don't know if he has a strat for it to make it not hit the Paragoombas, or if he's just hoping that it's working. Because I just hope that I don't hit the Paragoombas. So.
Every time that I've tried it is same. Just hope that you don't hit them.
Yeah. Okay, and IMtendo got his second hint art here in Wooded.
Trihex up to 12 sub-area moons now, so only 6 more until he gets that 6 more sub-area moons till he gets the 18 moon goal. So maybe he'll be really the only opportunities he has is in Metro and then maybe in Seaside, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, but Metro has a ton of sub-areas. I think it's 14 moons from sub-areas.
Yeah, there's so many, and since you need to be finishing Metro anyways, we'll likely see Trihex do the 3 in Metro, unless he knows of a sub-area in Seaside which has a ground pound moon, but I'm not sure if,
no.
if there are any.
There are no ground pound moons in the sub-areas.
Alright. Both in the Bowser fight now, they are really close, but IMtendo is 1 sub-area ahead.
Yeah, he has 12 sub-areas.
Oh, no, yeah, I guess they have the same amount of sub-areas now, which makes sense that they're so close, because IMtendo skipped the one in Wooded, but got the one in Cascade.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a pretty close race right now.
Yeah, it's very close. Really, the big difference is going to be how long it takes to get those 4 moons in cap for IMtendo, and I guess, what is it, the extra seeds for Trihex, I think is really the major difference.
IMtendo also has to get 30 regional coins in Lost, so we will see how confident he is in those purples.
30 coins, regional coins in Lost isn't bad if you know what you're doing, but if you don't know all the areas, then might spend a few extra seconds looking around for them.
Yeah. Also, Lost is a pretty unforgiving kingdom, so if you're not confident in your route, it often happens that you take a few deaths.
Yeah, take a death or trigger Klepto by accident. Because in Bingo, I think it's even more likely to accidentally trigger Klepto because you're thinking about so many other things. You forget about Klepto sometimes and deactivating that trigger. But both of them will probably be going for those 16 moons in Lost, so see them do some extra stuff here. IMtendo maybe going for that cave moon up top. Oh no, he is going for the regionals, right? So doesn't know about the ones in the little hole in the wall. Let's try purchases a moon here. Both going for some clean spin pounds on the buttons to get up on top of the Lost mountain.
Gotta save those frames.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
IMtendo bonks at the very top, though it looked like fell in some way, which is unfortunate. It's really frustrating having to climb up that again because it's just so long.
Yeah, and you can do nothing else than just spam A for the wall jumps.
Trihex picking up these extra moons. Hopefully he doesn't die on these poison. Oh. Spooky.
Also, since they are doing 16 moons in Lost, the 30 regionals shouldn't take too much extra time.
That does synergize pretty well, because getting those 16 moons, you do go a lot closer to many of the coins.
And IMtendo just got that butterfly with a roll cancel. That was pretty cool.
Fancy. IMtendo going for this 2D moon here, and I believe the Death Warp is actually faster than warping, so
yep.
Not that Death Warp, but After picking up the moon, I think it's faster than warping, so might be able to save some time over trihex with that if IMtendo knows to die there instead.
I mean, he might go for a different moon now.
He might. End up picking up those coins that he needs, and he does look like he is going for a different one, so he's cutting his losses and going for different moon at the end, and I think 16 moons and lost, that's 6 extra, so how many extras has he picked up currently? I'm not exactly sure. But picking up all...
There are a lot of fast moons in Lost, so it's you can just get all the moons that you can think of, basically.
Mm-hmm. Trihex needing 3 more moons. Might be getting the one...
Oh, he's not getting...
Yeah,
oh, he might getting Soaring over Forgotten Isle.
Mm-hmm. Maybe after he... after he picks up
probably
that
wanted
moon.
to grab that one.
Yeah.
Did Trihex get the Klepto?
I don't think he did, no. But Trihex going to jump down under the bridge, but forgetting he needs to re-trigger Klepto, so took an unfortunate death there. IMtendo is warping back up to jump back down again.
Ooh, that was really risky, but he nailed it.
Nice. And Trihex taking the death and probably warping up to the shop to pick up his last moon with Glide-On, I would guess. Or no, going for Captain Toad.
Okay.
Right.
That's also pretty good.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Oh. Does die.
No.
Oh, that's really unfortunate.
So close.
3 or 4 attempts at saving it, but nothing worked. But, oh, Trihex there, marking in that death, marking that he does have those 10 sub-area moons. We'll be seeing that in a moment.
And yeah, that's what I meant about Lost. If you die once, or if you're getting off track, then it's sometimes a cascade into several deaths.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's easy to tilt on Lost Kingdom.
Ooh.
IMtendo, that triple jump was cancelled for some reason.
Yeah, sometimes triple jumps are weird in Odyssey.
Mm-hmm. Yes, have to take an extra step or two for that last jump of the triple. IMtendo not dying, picking up that moon. It's good, and he will be... I think he didn't activate any other checkpoints, so we'll probably be going to the top of Lost Kingdom to pick up his final moon with Glide-On, I would guess. Yep.
That's pretty good routing. I think he saved some time here on Trihex.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. Is the way it looks. Picking up that last moon for the 16, and really they're leaving the Lost Kingdom within about a minute of each other, I'd say.
Yep. And so Trihex still needs 2 more seeds, and IMtendo needs 4 moons in cap, and otherwise their routes will be the same.
Yeah. From here on out, it will be pretty close, unless for Metro Kingdom, IMtendo might not be doing the sub-areas in Metro, because he will be going back to Cap, so he might choose to get the sub-area moons in Cap Kingdom instead.
That's true.
Which might end up happening. So if you have to get the 4, that's 2 sub-areas, so just do any % Metro, and then the any % Metro plus 1 musician, because I do believe they both need those. And then the just the 2 sub-areas in Cap.
Yeah, not sure if 2 sub-areas in Cap are faster than 1 sub-area and 2 freestanding moons.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Hard
the
to
shop
say.
and timer, maybe. But yeah, we will see what route IMtendo will come up with. I think he's pretty good at doing routes on the fly.
Trihex getting the fast cycle in the City Hall, so good. It's tough to do. Nintendo just heading over there. Trihex almost taking a fall there. Ended up just landing on the top of one of those poles. So good save from him.
Yeah. City Hall can sometimes be really hard and annoying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you make a mistake in City Hall, sometimes it completely redirects the direction of your cap throw when you're near those poles, and it can be really strange, just the interaction between the poles and Mario. So,
IMtendo got trolled. Sorry, IMtendo got trolled by his cap there and bonked, but he still got. He didn't get the fastest cycle, but he barely got one of the cycles.
Trihex in the Wiggler fight here. If Trihex gets a 3 cycle and IMtendo gets a 2 cycle, they'll be pretty even when it comes to like just finishing off Night Metro. It does seem like he's about 40 seconds behind or so for IMtendo, so that'll bring him a little bit closer. 3 cycle I think is around 25 to 30 seconds slower.
Yeah, it feels really slow, so
yeah,
that's bad enough.
3 cycle just feels like a reset. Trihex missing a few, but he
should be fine.
Does get them there, yeah. But looks like IMtendo did get the hint art in. What did he get it in? Wooded, it seems.
Yep.
For that, so it looks like Trihex might be able to save a little bit of time on him there with getting it. I guess Trihex still needs to get the hint art, but
yeah,
probably a little bit faster getting it with the 3rd musician than going out of your way in Wooded to pick it up. Considering they both got it in Lake.
They are around 30 seconds apart, I think. I tried to count, but I lost count at some point.
Right, so Trihex hasn't skipped any moons yet, so it's hard to say whether he's going for sub-areas, but he'll probably, I think he's going to be going for this taxi sub-area, maybe. Here's Trihex getting 1 seed here, and we'll be seeing if he gets the other seed here, or the one in Seaside, but he's going for the one here. Doesn't want to mess around in Seaside. So that'll
Those two are pretty quick itself, so...
yeah, these are with the faster seeds. Oh! Seeds falling down the stairs. Some seed shenanigans. There you go. Seeds up there. Hard part's over. Where is it? There you go. And there's the 4th seed. Alright, that's another goal done for him.
IMtendo skipping some moons here. Going straight to the sub area.
Alright, so it looks like he might be getting the sub areas in some extra sub areas in Metro as opposed to in Cap, but they're both in some extra sub areas now. Trihex going through the taxi to get the shards, and
I'm surprised he's going for the taxi. Is that a quick sub area?
It doesn't feel like a quick one, but you can speed it up a little bit with, I guess, I think you came up with the strats for doing the shards a little bit faster.
Yeah, if he's doing my strat, then yeah.
Just a little bit faster.
Looks like strat.
Yeah. He is having a little bit of trouble aiming, as the tanks are.
Yeah. It's a really small gap that you have to hit with the tank to get that moon shard.
Getting up nicely, alright. Getting that last shard, and it's another sub-area for Trihex, another sub-area for IMtendo. So they're both, I think, still at the same amount. Both have, what was that, 14 sub-area moons?
Yeah.
IMtendo going for Captain Toad here as well.
That should be his 4th Captain Toad, and then he can get the number 5 in either Cap or Seaside.
I think it's likely that since he got that extra sub area in Metro here, he's probably going to be going for the Toad in Cap Kingdom, because that lines up.
Yeah.
Just for the extra moon.
So if he got the checkpoint, he can warp to the checkpoint, get Captain Toad, maybe the timer and then a sub area or something like that.
I think that seems reasonable, yeah.
IMtendo now starting to get the musicians.
Trihex going for the probably the last sub area that's not in the any % route.
Why the last sub area? Oh, okay, for his route, you mean?
Yeah, for his route.
Okay, I see.
Because trihex will probably be doing the one that IMtendo is in right now for his final sub area.
Yeah, that's very likely.
Very fast. Honestly, maybe one of the fastest sub areas in the game. I can't really think of one that's as fast as this one.
I never thought about that, but that might be true.
Trihex, we'll see if Trihex remembers to get this Captain Toad, because the Metro one is pretty easy to forget just because it's so far away.
Oh yeah. And it's hard to route in because you have to go back there and then go back to the front or something.
Mm-hmm.
You could also warp, but that loses time as well.
Looks like IMtendo jumping for the bassist. Misses the jump, unfortunately, but might just take a warp all the way back up, or a wire. We'll see. Nope. Cutting his losses. Nope. Yeah, he is taking a wire. All right.
Yeah, the jump that IMtendo was going for is pretty hard. I think you need more momentum for it, for the long jump.
Almost fell there with that dive, but he did make it. And he doesn't need to... IMtendo here doesn't need to pick up the hint art, because he already does have his 2, but I think we might see trihex getting that.
Trihex could also get the seaside hint art actually, but I think that's slower.
That is a very... It still is a fast hint art, so wouldn't be that big of a mistake overall.
If he was going to the shop anyway in seaside, then he could... Then that might even be faster than Lake. But since he only needs the ground pound moons, which are in the other direction, he won't go there.
We'll see.
Yeah, IMtendo just got his 3 musicians.
Yeah, it does look that way. Trihex does remember to pick up that toad, so one more toad for... Is it each of them? Each of them only needs one?
Yeah, exactly. IMtendo will probably get the cap one, and Trihex will probably get the seaside one.
Mm-hmm. That seems likely.
IMtendo needs that last moon, so he has to climb this spire. And now he can warp out.
Trihex going to get that that ground pound moon, but remembers, oh, I need that one musician in the hint art, so ends up not even picking it up and getting the musician instead. IMtendo's going probably back to cap, I would think.
I'd probably go to seaside first, so you don't have to menu back and forth.
Oh, that is true. And
Shouldn't
hopefully...
give any... Oh, sorry.
Oh, continue.
I don't think it gives any additional cutscenes if you go to seaside first. Oh, maybe the sail powering up. Or the sail growing.
Mm-hmm. And it does look like he did go to seaside first, so we'll be finishing off in cap for him.
Trihex is doing that clip to get into the outfit door.
Which is interesting, because if he could have done the other one, because I believe he is at enough sub areas to not need this one and another one.
Has he done the any % sub area yet?
I don't believe he has. No, he did the shards one, and then he did the other the bullet bill one. So.
Okay. The any % one would have probably been faster. Mm-hmm. Maybe he wanted to show off the clip.
Oh yeah, just showing off. Add some personality to the bingo run.
Yeah, IMtendo got his first ground pound moon already.
Alright. There you go, Trihex. Is done his 18 moon sub area goal. So Trihex just has those ground pounds left, and then the Captain Toad from Seaside.
Exactly. That will be really fast.
Looks like IMtendo is getting the Captain Toad in Seaside Kingdom, so that's interesting.
Maybe he knows quicker moons for Cap Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Since you do have to go up there to go to Captain Toad, and then you have to talk to him as well.
Yeah, so we might be choosing to maybe do the Shards room with the frog in Cap Kingdom, and maybe purchasing a moon and then getting
Timer maybe.
Yeah, the timer. It's hard to say.
Or frog moon, although frog moons are generally slow, so.
Mm-hmm.
That's his third ground pound.
Yeah, I believe that is his third, and it'll be interesting to see if Trihex knows his ground pound moons, because these aren't. This isn't a goal that is often gone for in a bingo, so.
Yeah, true.
We'll see if they're both comfortable with that. Trihex will be getting his first one here.
Also, if you're new to bingo, you might not know that those underwater moons are also ground pound moons, because you usually just use the fish spin to get those.
So, IMtendo at his fourth one, and
this will be his last.
And then he gotta go to Cap, get those last 4 moons, and then he's done. Where Trihex has to find the rest of them and then go over to Captain Toad, but. There is.
Looks like they have the same seaside route.
Mm-hmm. Pretty similar, yeah.
I think that's actually used in Darker Side, or it was used in Darker Side. So maybe since they both have run this.
I had no idea that the checkpoint actually refreshed the Gushin. It's good to know.
That's used to get to the painting from the lighthouse.
Okay.
You can also get there from the other seal, the pillar seal.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's a bit harder. Or you might need to refresh the moon, so you can fill up your water without the Gushin disappearing.
Okay. Anyways,
Trihex, third moon.
Yeah, Trihex has got 3 more ground pound moons, and IMtendo has 4 moons in Cap to get, so it comes down to basically the last few moons. We'll see here who ends up getting the win. It's gonna end up being a really close bingo.
Yep.
Oh, IMtendo taking a fall
I think he's
there.
Nervous.
Yeah, he knows it's his last few, and it's so easy to fall in this room. But there is this the last one for Trihex? All right, so that's the last one for Trihex. But he didn't end up saying done in the triple bingo for
he already checked the commentary, but he hasn't done.
There we go. Trihex with an official SRL time of 53:43.
Yeah, GG.
The last few, and it's so easy to fall in this room.
Yeah, what's up, everyone?
But there is this the
last one?
Hey, good race there, Trihex. Good. That's the last one for Trihex. Good routing. This was a tough card.
Didn't end up. Yeah, there was a lot of bad. There was a lot.
The commentary, but he hasn't.
Let me think here. If you want my breakdown process.
SRL time.
So right away, I saw the board had a 12 snow centerpiece, and I was like, man, it's one of those boards. Oh my god, dude. It was gonna be really hard to figure out what to do. So first, I was like, okay, well, can I go to snow? And I was like, man, no, nothing here gives me synergy at all. And all right, cool. So can I pre seaside? And again, the answer was literally no. And I'm like, all right, so I'm going to seaside. I'm dodging center square. This is gonna suck. And then ultimately, what it came down to actually was literally the route that IMtendo took. I was like, row 1 versus column 1. That's what it came down to for me. And I was like, trying to debate between, is it faster to go to Cap and go out of the way, or can I get synergy and do 18 sub moons, or 18 sub area moons? Mm-hmm. And I did a lot of math during Cascade, and I was like, all right, no, I can sub rooms is better for the route than just going to cap and being less autopilot. So.
Yeah, I think you made the right choice there.
Oh, thank you.
It was a pretty good route, in my opinion.
Yeah, I didn't. You know what's funny? Actually, I didn't debate. I had it between row 1 and column 1, but I didn't consider dropping column 4 for one of those two. I wonder how that would have worked out. I'm guessing probably not as well because I know 16 moon loss is not bad. 18 moon loss is pretty slower because you have to do a lot more there, but yeah, and then ground pound cleanup was not bad at all. I was actually really happy. I did Metro really well. Had a lot of synergy there. I even ended like right on the cusp. I even saw. I can't tell you how often I wanted to know how many moons I had, and I'm like busy. Like it's like, all right, cool. I get a bandmate moon, and I get the cutscene, and I'm like, all right, how many moons do I have? And it's like it doesn't tell you till at the very end. I'm just like, oh god, just tell me the number so I know the math already. So that's why you saw me get the cafe moon and then immediately bail because I remembered I saw what my math was. I was actually really happy. I did Metro really well. Had a lot of
ground pounding it and immediately turning around.
I even ended like right on the cusp.
Yeah.
Saw, so that was cool. I can't tell you how often I wanted to know misplays was like busy like I did do some bad math at the beginning of Sand. I get a bandmate I ended up moon and I realized and I'm like, all right, how many moons do I have? And it's like it doesn't tell you. Yeah, it was wooded where I had one extra. So I needed the sub account, so I know the math already. I got it anyway. That's why you saw me
we were discussing that you could have done tower skip. I'm not sure if you have practiced that, so.
Yeah, we ended up
tower skip.
Where you just jump straight up to spew it in wooded, you know?
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. No, I didn't even think about that. I did do some bad money, and then I went for freaking. I don't know if you saw. I went for
the lake painting jump.
Yeah. Try to get the money. The problem was though, I was going for. It's like, well, I lose nothing going for this because I do want the zipper moon anyway, but I can give this a shot. And then I just completely choked and missed both rainbow twirls, overthinking the timing for it because it was like complete improv, no practice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not hard to go for anymore. I just couldn't. I just spaghettied everywhere and forgot about how to do rainbow twirl. Apparently,
yeah, I mean it happens. Don't worry.
Oh man,
it's a difficult jump to go for under pressure.
I have no idea how I didn't notice row 2. I think if I just did row 2 instead of row 1, oh my goodness, dude! I can't believe that works so well with the 10 sub areas and then 4 sub areas and wooded.
Yeah, I was mega surprised. I
mean, row 1 wasn't bad because you're already getting 16 moons and Lost, which gives you a lot of opportunities to get regionals, and in Cap you can do the sub areas, but there was just a better route.
Yeah, I guess what it comes down to, IMtendo, was what did you mark as your bad squares to dodge? Because that's what kind of
bad squares. I can't even remember what I marked as bad squares. Well, there was definitely World Peace and Wooded. That was a bad square. And then 26 moons in Metro. I think those were the only ones. Oh, and 30 in Sand. Those are the only ones that were really bad, other than Snow.
Yeah, the Santa square was also pretty bad. Because 12 moons in Snow is really slow.
Yeah.
Even the Snow ones weren't that bad because they synergize well together. It's just that there's both 4 ground pounds and 5 ground pounds in Seaside.
Right. But yeah, I was telling them earlier what I marked at first I marked going to Snow and Seaside bad, and then I realized that I wanted to keep an open mind because I saw I had a Snow center square, which I'm not a fan of, which is going to give me a really tough routing time to figure out the route cascade.
Screw Snow in the center, dude. Oh my god.
I know, dude. It sucks. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, that is something. So I was like, all right, cool. Can I make Snow work? And then I saw like nothing anywhere good. And I'm like, all right, so I'm gonna dodge Snow now. So it's gonna be one of those boards where I dodge center. And then I was like, all right, we'll have to go to Seaside. And I was like, yes, I have to go to Seaside. So then it all kind of added up, pretty much coming down to the combination of our 2 routes, where I came down to column 4, yes, row 2, mega yes, and then I was debating between row 1 and column 1. And And I ultimately came down to, is it better to do 18 sub areas in the route for synergy, or is it better just to drop that mental drain and just go for 4 moons and cap? And that's what it came down to. Ultimately, I chose the sub areas. I used to be scared of high sub areas, but it's not as bad as I think it is anymore, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, just like in any percent, you already get like what, 4, I think, 2 in Metro, and so 4 is really easy. And then there's a lot of other easy ones, like if you go in Sand, the one with the invisible rain with the Moais and the bullet bill ones are like right next to each other. So that's 4 easy ones. Metro is just crazy filled with sub areas, and I think the other one I did was in Lake because I had to get 14 moons. But yeah, it's really easy to find synergy with sub areas.
Definitely. Also, kind of made a mental note of like what's what. Like whenever I see high treasure chest, I immediately think, okay, cool, I want to clean up big time in Seaside. Like it's possible to get like 7 or 8 free Seaside if I recall correctly. But when you see 9+, you just think, okay, I'm going to Seaside at that point. When I think of sub areas, I'm thinking like I'm gonna clean up big time in Metro. So when I see sub area goals, I'm thinking Metro. If it's like above 12 or whatever. So I start trying to figure out some mental shortcuts for that to give me an idea of what route I want to do quicker.
It's a pretty good idea. And yeah, like as you said, Metro is filled with sub areas, so you don't have to worry about it. It might not be the best idea to do all of them in Metro, but you always have the chance to complete the square there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And also, you mentioned you drew a parallel of sorts between sub areas in Metro and then chests and Seaside. If the thing with chest goals and why sub areas are so much better than chest goals is with chest goals, if it's a high number, you basically have 2 options, which is either World Peace and Sand, or you go all the way to Seaside. But with sub areas, they're just all over the place. It's like you don't. There is Metro is the big hive of sub areas, but you almost always go to Metro, so that's no worry at all. As compared to chests, where you don't usually get World Peace and Sand, and sometimes you don't want to go to Seaside, so it's just a lot more flexible in that sense, I suppose.
No, you're right. You're right. I'm curious, what seeds did you do? Did you do like 2 in Sand, 2 in Metro?
I didn't do seeds.
Oh.
No, the Metro seeds have wronged me too much.
We were talking about your seed choices, and we were debating that the Seaside one might have been better than the slower
Oh, I forgot about that. I'm dumb. You're right. You're right. That would have been a better one.
I mean,
compared to the slow one in Sand. I didn't think about it at all.
It's not much time difference, but a few seconds you could have saved there probably.
No, because I was sweating. Whenever. All right, so the final 2 minutes, I saw that you had already exited Seaside and you were going to IMtendo, and I was like, okay, he's gotta get 4 moons. All right, and I started thinking about what 4 moons you're gonna get quickly, and not thinking about me playing the game. I'm like, no, shut up, don't worry about Nintendo. Do me 5 ground pounds worth of the last 2. Think about it, underwater, go. And I just, man, I was doing some mental strain right there, big time. My brain CPU was overclocking, and I was hitting 80 degrees Celsius.
Funnily enough, that was my goal. I knew at that point that if we both executed properly, there was no way I could beat you, because I didn't notice row 2. So I just decided to try and tilt you as best as I could. Almost worked. Almost worked.
It almost worked. And I did spaghetti quite a bit. My worst play was probably in Lost. I made a galaxy brain decision. I was like, yo, if I have to go to Captain Toad, so what if I clean up around here, tag checkpoint, and then for under bridge I die on purpose, warp back to checkpoint, and then just long jump over the Toad. It sounds like a cool route. I'll go for it. And then I stupidly died right before I reached the under bridge moon. So then I warped back to checkpoint, and I almost forgot about
Klepto.
Untriggering Klepto again.
Yeah, we saw that
so often, dude. I killed myself on purpose to not get Klepto. I was like, nope, die. And man, you missed the spaghetti buffet there, Nintendo, for my loss. I was, whew.
Oh, you want to see spaghetti? Ooh, you've been missing out, dude. I think I messed up in Lost too. I was in the 2D section. I did the classic jump for the moon. I think I was actually trying to get on an item block, and I just kind of died. So that was great. I think I didn't get caught by Klepto this time around, so I guess that was good. But there was one particular point in Lake where going to the zipper moon, I did a triple jump. It was cool. I didn't think I would get the triple jump, but it was like a really sick triple jump. And then I just kind of threw my hat and then dove in the opposite direction from the zipper. So I wound up in the water. I think I lost a flat minute there. That was not my proudest moment.
That zipper in Lake was rough to watch.
There was also the sub area in Lake where both of you died, and we were talking about the sub area. That it's such a hard and long and frustrating sub area, especially if you die.
Which one is this? What sub area?
The fuzzy one.
Oh,
the fuzzies and the bouncy flowers, and you have to climb. Oh,
I messed up that too. Actually, it was so bad. Opener, I did a dive rather than triple jump at the very beginning, so I didn't have speed for the second part where you do the triple jump. Actually, oh, it was so dumb, dude. I'm right there with you. I lost easily a minute right there as well. Well,
also, in Cloud, you were pretty much at the same spot. Like you were both in Cloud Bowser fight at the same time. So that was pretty close race.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think at Metro your routes diverged again. Oh yeah, also in Lost because IMtendo had to grab some purples.
Yeah.
Imagine getting purple coins in the Lost Kingdom. Who would do that?
Yeah, you know what? I remember that being deceivingly, because I think, 30, there's 50 total, you have to get 30. How many are really on the way? And I remember the number being annoying. I remember 30 being, I remember like 22 being a number that I thought was fast, and then 30 is like, you gotta go a little bit out of your way for 30. Is that true?
Yeah,
that
you
sounds about right.
have to go out of your way. Personally, I don't like doing 30 regional coins in Lost unless I have an excuse to go around and get other moons. Mainly if I have an excuse to go and get the ones in the fuzzy section, because if you go to the fuzzy section, there's 3 inside the 2D area, and then there's 6 outside by the caterpillar dude, next to the caterpillar. And when you're climbing back up, it's very easy to get those. But I kind of died in that, so it threw a very large hole in my plan.
Alright, I guess, anything you guys want to say to close the race up for
GG's IMtendo. You had me sweating, bro. I feel like a Smash player at a tournament right now. Those last 2 minutes, I was sweating hard to not overthink.
Yeah, I was wondering how long it would take you to get those 5 ground pound moons.
Thankfully, I actually didn't. Even though I was like heavily in my head, I didn't waste much time. I don't know. Actually, last question here. Were my 5 ground pounds the fastest 5? I couldn't think of anything else. I'm like, are these the 5 I could think of?
What 5 did you get?
Pipe run.
Same as you.
Yeah,
okay.
The same route.
I think those are fastest because I don't know. There's like 3 other than that. I've got the cheat sheet open right now, actually. But they're all like you just take a line, which is really nice, and then the longest parts of the line or the most unnecessary bits are covered by a Gushin, which is one of the fastest ways you can move in the game. So. It's not that bad.
Yeah, I usually go for those moons as well, and I think those are pretty fast.
Yeah, pretty much anything that you do in like darker side is probably okay. And I think you get all those in darker side.
Do you run darker side, IMtendo?
I ran a really old route. I want to get back into it, but I haven't learned the newer one.
This is why you've not ascended, child. You need to become part of the darker side master race. Best category, fam.
Isn't being on the dark side usually a bad thing? I don't know. I feel like this is a little sketchy.
I don't know. Sith Lord, the Rebellion. I don't know.
Have you ever heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
I have not. No.
Thought not. It's not a story the Jedi would tell you.
Well, we'll have to tell me more about it. So yeah, that's all I got, everyone. GG's. Tell them what's next on Speed Gaming 2.
All right. Well, thanks for racing, you guys. It was really exciting. It was really close. You played excellent. Sub 55 is a really good bingo. So a lot of respect for that. Next on Speed Gaming 2 is the Luigi's Mansion No Out of Bounds. That is in 15 minutes, I believe. Right now, started 15 minutes ago on Speed Gaming 4, is the Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening 100% tournament. And also on Speed Gaming, there's the Super Metroid weekly race for 100% there. That also started 15 minutes ago, so you can go check that out. And be sure to follow both of these runners, trihex and IMtendo, both really talented and entertaining. If you want, you can follow us commentators too, Zinpars and Small Ant 1. We like to think we're pretty good. And then, yeah, follow Speed Gaming as well. They're always doing speed gaming stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Fantastic. All right, everyone. Y'all have a great day. GG's everyone again. And I'm gonna go play some Donkey Kong. I'm gonna go smoke some dang wang. That's what I called it. No, I'm gonna go smoke some dong bong. I'm sorry. Every day I just call Donkey Kong something different, and I keep running out. I keep finding new ways to call it the same thing over and over again. So I'm gonna go do that.
Yeah.
Right.
GG to the runners. Thanks for the race. And yeah.
All right. Later.
Have a
Bye.
good day.